Welcome to the Archotechs, a RimWorld fluid ideology series about pursuing the Archonexus. Episode 20, Midnight Count. To briefly recap last episode, we managed to finally finish the fine flooring in the throne room. It hasn't yet hit the impressiveness requirement for count, but we're working on it. We also have some other tasks that we are currently working on. We have Zleb biosculpting in the pod to try to get rid of some of those scars. And we did recruit No Luck. No Luck hasn't been scarified yet, and that's probably something I'm going to kick off pretty early on. I would also like Trustin to make some more progress on this beautiful monument, which will allow Bunny to get up to an acolyte. And I've decided against the fear cluster. The reason being, we have a bit of a food shortage, and the sunblocker is definitely not going to help with that. So with the sunblocker looming, or rather the food shortage looming, this Dragotree Grove, or rather farm, I don't know, let's call it 2, is going to be changed over from hill root pretty soon to, I don't know, maybe rice or potatoes, something that grows quickly, because I don't want to run out of food, and currently we are about to. So knowing that we are about to run out of food, let's set ourselves up to make some batch simple meals to tide us over until we have plenty. Now I could dip into the lavish meals, but one of the good uses for lavish meals is to supplement for bad moods, so I don't want to use up the lavish meals just yet. Another thing I could do, Bry's over here, is going to need some food, so I'm going to put nutrient paste meals in his shelf, and I'll show you how to feed nutrient paste meals to an animal as soon as one of my slaves goes to go eat one. So as soon as you see a slave eat a nutrient paste meal, you can forbid it and then draft and undraft them so they take a new meal. And then we'll be able to haul these meals out to Bry's and have Bry's eat the meals. They do spoil rather quickly, but you could just put 1 or 2 there every few days to make sure that the donkey has enough to eat. Should be fine. So No Luck is working on making some art for us, and this art can be used in our throne room to try to improve it up to the required 160. I have another trick up my sleeve. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Is to break down these walls and replace them with jade. Jade walls are very pretty, and that's going to help. So one of the reasons I have this wall jade, or maybe I'll help Bunny out here. So let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so I have enough jade for 11 walls, and we'll make some of Bunny's bedroom jade and all the northern wall of Sven's jade to try to improve the area as much as we can. We have a war merchant here, which will buy some of the garbage bows that we have. I'm sure I'm only going to get a few silver for it. I'll also sell my pemmican. No, I'm at a food shortage. I'm not going to sell pemmican. But let's sell the garbage weapons for pennies. Honestly, simply pennies. I do want to start making sniper rifles, but I'll do that later. Oh, and we can sell some of the clothing, so I guess that's good. More than pennies. I take it back. We'll be able to afford almost all of our... Wow, that comes out perfectly even. Is there anything I want to buy off them? Not as far as I could tell, no. Well, that's a free 1,000 silver that I didn't have before, so I guess that's good. So Trustin is working on fine flooring up Sven's room. And then as soon as I can accept the count ceremony, I will do so. Oh, don't drag all of your... Get out. So rude. All right, sending Bunny out to hunt the emu. No Luck is practicing that good art. We're gonna put some of the art into the throne room to try to hopefully increase the quality of the throne room. Boom. Dead emu. That will help feed us. And here we go. I am gonna change this over to rice. Rice grows the fastest. As long as the soil isn't garbage. So we need vegetables soon. I really miscalculated how many vegetables I had, and we'll work to fix that as fast as I can. As far as scarifications go, let's kick those off, because I don't want to be constantly annoyed by the scarification warnings. So the cutter is going to be... I'll have Bunny take a break to be cutter, but the problem is I'm going to wait for Bunny to butcher the emu. Alright, and then let's scarify some of our people. So, No Luck's gonna go first. I'm gonna leave Sven and Trustin out of it, so they continue working. And this will help to raise No Luck's mood. Now, as a tortured artist, one could make the argument that it would actually be best if I made No Luck purposefully miserable. But I'm gonna choose not to do that. But technically, yes, that would be better. So the benefit of a tortured artist is they have a permanent mood penalty, and then when you, when they have a mental break, they have a chance to get inspired after their mental break. So it's a bit of an advantage to torture your tortured artists on purpose in order to make them sad, in order to make them make better art. Suffer for your art, I guess, is the concept. It's dark, but it works. So there's the first scarification for No Luck. Let's kick off another one. This will be for Slave 2. No Luck's gonna sit this one out as well. We'll just be the slaves in attendance. And No Luck, come help me haul these limestone blocks out of the way. So now I'm gonna replace this wall with jade in order to try to make it nicer and satisfy the requirements for a throne room. I do hope to find a deep mining jade source or something like that. Be able to make even more jade walls, because jade walls are beautiful. And that really helps when you're trying to have a wealthy, opulent colony. And look at that. Another scarification ritual that was positive. Unusual that it would be 2 back-to-back that worked. But cool. Let's do one more. So I no longer have the warning. So that brings Sven's bedroom up to 79 of 80. So he needs an 80 quality bedroom as a count, so that he's almost there. And it's really because of the jade. Another thing that a count is going to want is a drape. So I'll have Trustin add a drape, and hopefully that will bring it up to a full 80. And then this room, it will be higher than it currently is. It currently is not as high as it could be because it's dirty. So 152. So a little bit more art out of No Luck, and we'll be all the way up to where we want to be. Another thing I want to make here is some sniper rifles. So I'm going to batch up a few sniper rifles, and these sniper rifles will help to hit long-range targets, because currently we only have normal quality sniper rifles. And getting excellent or better is definitely going to be a benefit. Two more scarification expected? Okay, we'll do these tomorrow. It's already 10 p.m. Gotta take a break sometime, right? So where have we been scarring them? Leg, eyeball, not at all, eye, not at all. Okay, it's interesting. Let's have Trustin work on the drape. Another reason to stockpile wood, because drapes require wood as well. And then some sort of fabric. Doesn't matter what kind. In fact, the rarer the fabric, the better the results. Man, Trustin, Having a real hard time. So 81, that is just high enough to satisfy a count. And then the throne room needs to be improved a little bit. One of the things I wanted to do is to get Trustin's crafting skill up to 17 before trying for a piano. I can start queuing up the piano, but I'd rather have him train on something else. And it seems like he'd rather go to sleep. Of course, muscle parasites do make you tired. Rest fall rate increases. Got to take those power naps. So even though this isn't fully grown, most of these seem to be yielding heal root when harvested. So that will be good. We'll be able to heal root ourselves. I did mention, I think, that I wanted more double strand. So here we have double strand duster, double strand shirts, double strand pants. So I hope that Trusty gets around to queuing those up, so we have better clothing for our colonists. And let's work not on this monument just yet, because I'll wait for the slaves to amass more stone from stone cutting. Let's work on tailoring. So I'm going to deprioritize construction over tailoring. And I never adjusted No Luck's work priorities, did I? Shame on me. So Masterwork dusters are pretty awesome. The sharp protection here is rather high for what is literally just mushroom clothing. And we're going to pivot from what we were currently researching to recon armor, to be able to get proper weapons and the like, or armor. Great Chief wants me to help an incapacitated refugee. Yeah, I don't think I'm doing that. The reward is that someone named Bicep joins me, who's a 60-year-old policeman. Yeah, no. We're evil. We're not going out of our way to help others, especially if I don't know the benefit of the task. Hard pass. So it looks like No Luck is wearing the new duster. Sharp protection, pretty high indeed. Hoping to get some rice out of this field soon, because my goodness, are we out of veg. Completely, flatly out. Rise, how you holding up? Oh, and sure, someone paralyzed, landed on the ground with a wooden hand, a bad heart. Andrew Holiday. Well, Andrew Holiday, unfortunately for you, you are going to be enslaved. The problem with that is I don't really have a prison. So we'll put one here. It's not like you can get up and walk away. You're paralyzed. But yeah. Welcome to the colony. Let me show you to your quarters. And show you no quarter. We sort of already have our 5 colonists, our core group, so I don't really need one more. Oh, funny here, as a prisoner, we really don't even need to close the door or anything. They're paralyzed for 31 days. There's a chance every day that they could miraculously become unparalyzed, but honestly, no, that so rarely happens, especially on hard difficulties, that it is not something that you really have to plan for. Ooh, yes, another masterwork. I will take it. Happily take it. So Trustin, how is your crafting skill? You are very, very close to being able to do pianos. So let's get you to queue up a piano as soon as you finish whatever that was. And on further analysis, it actually looks like I need a slave body strap as well. One of these slaves was strapless. So let me queue up a strap for that. Because what ends up happening is the suppression falls over time and becomes harder to quell rebellions. A masterwork strap. Well, there you go. Checking the wildlife, there's ostriches and iguanas. So let's continue to hunt with Bunny so that we can feed ourselves. And taking a look at Trustin. Yeah, we'll definitely be 17 by the end of this corset, or certainly by the time we finish the piano. So we'll cue that up next. At impressiveness 158, so we're very, very close to the threshold we need. An ostrich revenge. Nope. Not really. Nice try. All right, let's stop. This will be the last steel sculpture, and then we'll hold off on additional steel sculptures because it's at some point a bit of a waste of steel. All right, so 160 is the threshold we need. So I could, right now... Ew, a defoliator ship. Never mind. Oh, boy. And a pretty protected one as well. The defoliator ship is really not that far away from my farm either, so I'm going to have to deal with that rather quickly. But what I'm going to do is update the avoid zone, avoid going at the defoliator. And this northeast corner is fine, so we'll add that back into avoid. So if we have that coming, I think that means I'm not going to be able to accept the count ceremony. Oh, no, we just don't have a piano. So that'll be the next thing that we make. And see if we can accept the count ceremony. Because it's possible that what ends up happening during Sven's count ceremony is he will be given the sidecast of like Berserk or something like that, which would be incredibly useful to fight the defoliator ship. So we'll see how that shakes out. Work smart, not hard, you know? Because generally, my go-to against centipedes is to use sniper rifles, shooting them at range. But the problem is, Zaleb is currently indisposed for 17 more days. And this defoliator ship will absolutely kill all my crops well within the 17-day window, so I can't really wait on it. All right, I am going to suspend the corsets. So that I work on... Nope, don't do that. Well, it's a little late. But so that I work on the piano. Oh, and another ostrich. Bonnie will go kill the ostrich. Oh, hey, a slave is trying to escape. Yeah, it really, sucks for you. Slave 2. Go apprehend. So here is my first slave rebellion. Suppression was too low, it said. Suppression is 90%, so, doubt. Doubt that that was the problem. Alright, who else? I don't really want my people to get hurt, so I'm gonna have slaves quell the slave rebellion. If I can. Just have them beat each other up. And they're gonna... Oh, slave 2 is really losing, so I'm gonna have slave 2 back up and then come forward again. And now I'm also fighting an ostrich that wants to fight me. Never mind. I should remember it's Bunny we're talking about, and that ostrich does not stand much of a chance. Wow, slave 1. So this is the super immune tough one. And you can see it ain't going well for the rest of them. Ain't no luck. You wanna join in on this? Beating up a slave is a rite of passage around here, so have at it. Because currently Luce is on the ground, and the others are not doing that much better. Hey, free medical training, I suppose. I'm not entirely sure I punched the right slave, but there we go. Suppressed. And now Buddha Man can return the unconscious ones to bed, and I'll have them clean up the blood when they get there. So that's what a rebellion looks like. It's a lot more dangerous when multiple slaves at once rebel, and you have to deal with like a large rebellion. But a really small rebellion like that, yeah, no problem. Pass with flying colors. So Andrew has converted, and next up, Andrew will be enslaved. That brings our development points up to 10. And we have a masterwork piano. Oh, yes. Very nice. All right, and that is the last steel sculpture. So let's get this piano installed. The throne room is now 161. It will be a little bit higher once we install these sculptures. So this sculpture goes in, and this sculpture goes in, and that should bring it up to like 163 maybe. Especially if I clean up the dirt. And we'll see if that, yeah, that allows me to do the count ceremony, which I will do soon. I want as many people as possible to do the count ceremony because a positive count ceremony will yield me honor. So I'm going to wait until all these slaves are conscious because unconscious slaves cannot attend. And yeah, 165, even higher than I thought. 166. Cool. So we'll have that underway. The only thing I'm really missing is Sven's royal apparel, and I'll work on that soon out of the Devil Strand, queuing up, you know. So yes, I only have a few days until that spreads dangerously close to the farm. So the count ceremony, and then we'll deal with the mechanoids. Now that everybody is awake, let's have them reconvene and hit the accept. So here comes the bestower. Everybody's already waiting in here to attend. Good. Sven begins the ceremony. Everyone in attendance, the more the merrier to improve the quality. Let's just hope the room doesn't get junked up and drop below 160. It's like watching a reverse countdown or something. There it is, an honorable bestowing ceremony. Title gained, count. We gained 2 extra honor from the ceremony's, success. And we also gained far skip and mass chaos skip. Oh, far skip. Oh my lord, I love far skip. So I didn't really gain any combat psychas, but still, my goodness, I lucked out. Far skip is amazing. No complaints there. I would have liked Berserk, or Group Berserk or something like that. But hey, I am totally fine with that result. So the next thing I'm going to do is start to make sniper rifles to be able to deal with this situation here. But I can also choose new permits. So I'm going to choose Trooper Squad and Cataphract Squad. So Sven's permits here are very combat oriented. Given the difficulty of this scenario, I figured combat permits are probably most bang for my buck. Okay, no luck. Let's have you continue, but make this out of slate and limestone. Actually, what is the beauty of limestone? It sucks. The beauty of limestone is a default 100. So yes, let's make your art out of sandstone and slate, which is slightly more beautiful than limestone, which seems strange. And then I'm going to cancel all of the slate or all the sandstone that we have here and turn it into limestone, which is a less beautiful stone, apparently. So the next thing I need to do, Sven wants count specific apparel. So a formal shirt, a formal vest, we could set these up. So formal shirt, make out of Devil Strand, a formal vest, again out of Devil Strand. We are going to want a coronet. And in order to do that, I am going to need to research royal apparel. So let's queue that up for Sven to research to be able to satisfy his clothing needs. Okay, Andrew is now enslaved, but unfortunately he cannot move. So he'll just lay there and be fed. Just because he is immobile doesn't mean he gets to wear the clothing he's currently wearing, so let's strip him. Stripping him means that we can't really clothe him, but I don't really care. I really could not care less. So slave 4, who is a slave. Work priorities don't really matter, but I'll set them up anyway. They don't matter because he literally cannot move. He's paralyzed. One thing I can't do for him is to, I can't really, shave him or anything like that. So he'll look wrong until he's conscious, but, whatever. Let's go ahead and trade with Cat. Ooh, legendary work of a formal vest. Awesome. That will be really good for Sven. So these travelers here have some packaged survival meals. And that gives me an opportunity to sell some of the stuff I have, I guess. There we go. So slowly, Sven is getting the royal apparel that he desires. So he wants a coronet and a prestige robe. He needs to research how to even make them. So that's next. Oh, I guess I didn't cancel the sandstone sarcophagus. My bad. And I was pretty sure I didn't want you to make limestone, but whatever, I'll let you finish it. So this here is for Bunny's honor, to bring Bunny up to Acolyte, and that will give some side casting and also give a little bit of permits. But Sven now has Psi-Link level 6, which is maxed. And I'm going to keep his Psi focus. I'm not going to worry about his Psi focus because he's sort of a non-combat caster. I'll have him focus on the Psi focus when I need to have him far skip. But mass chaos skip is not something I particularly use all that often. Okay, royal apparel is done. Let's go back to what we were doing. What were we doing? Recon armor. And we will make a prestige rope out of Devil Strand, you guessed it. And a coronet. Like a crown. Out of regular old steel. Because it's not a protective piece of clothing, so it doesn't really make sense to make it out of plasteel or something more valuable. Reserve our plasteel for important things. So once the clothing is done, I'm going to need to start making sniper rifles to deal with this situation here, because if ignored, that's going to become really bad and kill off my crops. The corn will start to yield if harvested, so that's really good. And the rice is getting there. Some of this rice is up in the high 70s. So soon we'll be able to do fine meals again. Not just these stupid, simple meals that we've been eating. Excellent. So I can swap out... Well, actually, let's just put this statue in his bedroom. But I can start swapping in the better clothing in here so that I don't drop below the threshold required. So, 98. Very impressive. Perfect. I do hope that I get visited by an honor caravan sometime soon. I would like to give up these 4 slaves for honor for Bunny so that she too can become a count soon. That would be ideal. And we're nearly done with this monument, which is step 1 of her ascension. The penalty for having this destroyed is a ruined relationship, so I don't want to do that. Whereas the penalty for this is a smoke spewer. I only have to protect this for 6 more days, and then I can break it down for parts. And I will definitely be doing that as soon as I can. Very, very eager to get farms going. Bryce, let's feed you. As soon as I see one of my slaves headed for the NPM, there we are. Let's make some spare meals. And have Lucid haul that out to the donkey. Oh, just one? That's rude. But hey, that keeps you satiated for at least for now. Sven, you're looking a little weird, buddy. Let me dye your clothing. And I am nearly out of Tinctoria to be able to dye clothing. But he was wearing all double strand stuff, so we're dyeing his previously double strand to his favorite color, green. He's gonna wear his coronet. And I don't know if you can dye a coronet. I guess you can. I'm not gonna do that because we still have the wearing favorite color benefit without coloring steel into green, which honestly just makes you look like rusty. So there it is. He now has his count specific apparel. And he could not be any happier. He is a little cabin fevered, but that's pretty easily remedied. I could just tell him to like haul a slate chunk out here and that will fix it. Oh, Lord. We just got mass flu. Trustin, Bunny, No Luck, Slave 1, and Buddha Man. So Trustin, Bunny, Buddha Man, Slave 1, and No Luck all need to go bedridden. And, ick. Alright, Sven, you are the doctor, so let's get you doctoring. I'm gonna try to tend the slaves with no meds and see how that results, but for Bunny and for No Luck, I'm going to tend with proper meds, and then I'm actually going to use Preach Health on No Luck, so No Luck can get back to health quicker. Bunny can't use it on herself. So Slave 1, and who else? Buddha Man. And then Trustin. This is why we've been making heal root. I should have probably preached help to Trustin. I think what he's doing is a little bit more important than what No Luck is doing. But it's too late for backsies. Slave unsuppressed. Well, I mean, who cares? They're paralyzed. Now, if I really need to, I could call in diplomacy with Monkey. This is a peace negotiation. And if I send Sven, I get a bonus to the peace talks. But obviously Sven is busy being doctor. And this is to Brio, the fierce tribe, to form peace, but no thanks. I'd rather just fight you. All right, so no luck, because no luck was preached health. Is a little bit ahead of the curve in terms of recovery, but not that much. Another thing I could do, would I be able to execute? Because that'd be maybe a good use for Slave 4, unless I get a caravan to donate to him soon. Just to execute him and instill fear into all the other slaves. Even though, you know, the slave is a little paralyzed and it wouldn't really matter if executing a paralyzed person, to me, doesn't instill fear. But hey, you know, if they care, they care. So Sven is not going to make any progress in terms of research for a bit, because having to tend to everybody is definitely a burden for sure. This monument, if you were curious, still has 2 weeks left to build it, so that's not urgent. It's nearly done, and Trustin is healing up. But we only have one colonist who's not incapacitated, which is sort of ridiculous. It's only Sven, because Bunny, Trustin, No Luck are all sick. Zleb is in the pod. I've really had my hands tied here. And here's another meal for Bryce. At least my donkey's doing well. The textiles and the unfinished projects for Trustin starting to build up. I have taken note. And we're really not that much closer to the Archonexus. No, I don't know. We've gained about 10k or so. Probably result of the piano, which is worth about 1,000, and then some of the art that we've installed, which each piece is worth a few hundred. That adds up pretty quick. Now, there are some sort of gamified exploits to make a lot of wealth in your colony. And this is... I'm not going to try to sort of min-max exploit to try to get every last piece of, you know, Archonexus profit. I want to play it kind of role-playing fairly and all, and not use deep exploits of the game engine, but just let you know that it is possible to do stuff like that. I've seen some other people's series, basically using every little exploit to maximize. It's pretty funny. RimWorld, in my opinion, is definitely best played as a storytelling game, not one to truly be min-maxed. It's best to roleplay a little bit. But you're welcome to your own opinion. All right, we are about to get corn and rice, which is very, very, very important. So here we go. Let's stop making simple meals because we're starting to get the vegetarian out. And we also are going to want to put veg in the hoppers here. Man, they really should not be using that as a throughway. I think probably to improve the mechanics, I could set it up like this and then put a door there. Nudge this over. And that way they don't walk through that kitchen like that. That would be a little bit more ideal. Slave 2, you're going to make this happen. He's like, but what? Why me? Because you were the one tracking in all that dirt. And then we'll also have to lay some concrete underneath. It's a busy job. All right, Trustin, I'm gonna get you out of bed just for a second so that we have walls done. And now we shouldn't track dirt. Yeah, there we go. They're already using the proper path. I figured it wouldn't take much to game it. Bonnie needs treatment. And how close are we to recovery? 45%. No luck's probably the furthest along at 63% because of the preach health. So still a little bit longer, but we're getting there. And unfortunately, we have half of everybody in this colony sort of out with the flu. Let me feed this one to the donkey. All right, Slave 3, what I want you to do is to clean, except instead of stone cut, because we have a lot of stone now. We're not even really using it. And we have an Imperial trader flying overhead. Okay, let's interact. I'm not entirely sure what I was hoping to buy, but their offered selection is either boring or really expensive. I could definitely part with some corsets because I've been making the corsets for money. This monosword, Hunger Pains and Kind Thoughts. So Hunger Pains is they become more hungry, 50% more hungry, and Kind Thoughts is increases their mood. For the price, it's a bit much. I could get a psychic sensitizer in me. And in Bunny. I could buy 2. And maybe a psychic reader as well. Yeah, I'll make self-improvements. I like that. There we go. Do they want to buy Thrumbo? That is my next question. I don't know exactly what they buy. No, it doesn't look like they want Thrumbo. Okay, so we have psychic sensitizers and readers, and then as soon as Trustin is healthy enough to do the surgery, he'll put the sensitizers in Sven and Bunny, and the reader in Sven. So if you're wondering what they do, the psychic sensitizer increases your psychic sensitivity, allowing you to be a better psycaster, and then the reader gives you negotiation benefits for trade price improvement. And because Sven is our leader, he's naturally one of the best trade price improvement. So if we take a look at trade price, 20% plus the faction leader 2% versus Trustin, which would be 4%, or Bunny actually would be a better comparison. Bunny is actually a little bit higher, a social of 15 versus his social of 12. So I don't know, maybe I'll put the reader in Bunny instead. Especially when Bunny becomes a rank of knight, because of course the people that we trade with most commonly would be the Empire of the Moon. And we're going to want Bunny to be at least a knight because the Empire of the Moon will only trade with knights or better. Okay, Slave 1 is starving. Yep, so here's the rice that we were growing, and I'm just going to keep stockpiling rice and corn because I'm really tired of having food shortages. That sucked. Sven's been working absolutely madly overtime, trying to keep everyone healthy and safe, but this is all the time I have. Thank you for tuning in to The Archotechs, episode 20, Midnight Count. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to chat with me in real time, Rhadamant.com and the description of this video both have a link to Discord. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons and Twitch subscribers for supporting the channel, as well as viewers like you. I'll catch you next episode. Farewell, friends.